Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to go over my August budget, which covers my expenses, my income, and the gap that I had between those, as well as my net worth. And what we're looking at right now, this is my Google Docs tracking spreadsheet, and I just put down everything as a transaction. You can see here for expenses, and I have the date, business, the amount, and category, and we'll just kind of scroll down here. Nothing really jumping off the page. Had lower dependent expenses in August, which was nice, gave me a little bit of relief. And we'll go down here to, the big hitter every month that's going to be for me is my mortgage. That's my biggest line item expense, and also what I'm doing with that is I'm incrementing $100 and paying more on the principal of my mortgage. And my mortgage began on March, and I'll show you that real quick, and it was at $1,300. And the reason it's so low is I built a very modest 3-bedroom, 2-bath, split entry home, and the taxes have not quite caught up yet. So in the first year, the property taxes are really low. So actually my exact mortgage right now is right about $1,278. So what I did was I rounded up to $1,300, and I've been incrementing $100 every month. And I think it's going to be around $1,700 once the taxes are correctly assessed, and that will be probably in March of 2025. So we'll see what it's actually at. So I'm going to actually keep on adding $100, but I'll go we'll see what I do. If I, stop at the $2,000, $2,100, $2,200 amount, we'll see where that winds up. But I want to pay off this mortgage sooner than later. So we can see here's the total expenses I had for August. And then we're going to go over to the income side, and I list out everything. You can see here's interest and dividends. I'm sure just about everyone watching this video is very familiar with my dividend portfolio. I concentrate my videos on that, and that's where these dividends are coming from, is mostly from that dividend portfolio. And you can see here's a larger one of is it interest and emergency fund. I do surveys for extra money. I usually get between $50 and $75. I'll leave a link below to my link, and that gives me like $3 for people who sign up. And I recommend doing them while you're watching videos or whatever. If you're watching TV shows, make some money while you're kind of sitting there. And that's what I do every morning. It's just kind of get the news, listen to videos, watch videos, and do the surveys, and it adds up. I'm telling you, it's real money. So we'll just go down here, more dividends. You can see these are from kind of household things like Lowe's, American Express, Costco. And instead of having things over here on this side of the margin, or over here, but you can see Costco, I'm also a customer, so got a little bit back here in the dividends. Here's my first paycheck, and this is unusually high because there was a bonus in there. I get 2 bonuses a year, but you can also see I'm not a super high earner either. And more dividends here, more surveys, and then more dividends. And I tracked this over here. This was from my 2% cashback credit card. And there's $75. Essentially took $75 off of my spending pretty much over on this side. And here's my second paycheck, more surveys, and then more dividends. This is a monthly dividend, which is quite nice. But what I'm doing with these dividends is I'm not using these to pay bills yet. What I'm doing is I'm reinvesting these dividends back into the stock that paid it, like Verizon, for instance, the $57.85 that went right back into Verizon and bought more than 1 share. So the next time this pays 3 months later for Verizon, all these others, it's going to pay me even more. Same with this BST, BlackRock Science and Technology Trust. This is going to pay me even more at the end of September, so you can track that too. We can look, I'll show you in July. So I got $485.35 from BST. We'll see what we got last time So it was at 480. We can see, we'll go back to June. I'll show you how this is just going up and up. There it is again in June. We'll go to May, 476.23. Looks like that one I may have put, didn't reinvest straight back into BST. We'll go to March and see in 461. So you can see this is incrementing up as I most of the time reinvest those dividends back into BST. So we're up to 485. And here's the total for income, and this was non-IRA 401k. So this is larger than usual. We'll go back to July. In a typical month, we'll take a look at like for W2 especially, it's about the 5,500 mark. Here's 56, 5,700, but with the bonus it was unusually large. And we can see here's dividends, and this is cash I could use again to pay more of these expenses or some of these expenses. Here is the money earned just from interest, pretty much cash. Here's the total for surveys. Facebook, I didn't sell anything, and YouTube, I did not get anything from YouTube in the month of August. Here is the W2 gap, and that's just counting my W2 income from my paychecks and then subtracting out expenses. And here's what that gap was, almost $3,600. And then the gap with all that includes like the dividends, interest, surveys, Facebook, YouTube. So you can see what those gaps were. And what I do with those what the gap is, some of it's in cash, and some of it I buy more dividend paying stocks. So in things like this, so I'm increasing those dividends that way. So let's take a look and see what the breakdown was of my expenses. And you can see the vast majority of it is going into my housing. And I know a lot of people will give like percentages of what you should be spending for your housing, but you can see with the large gap I have, that's not an issue, that my housing expenses are nearly 45%. But you can see the other big ticket line items are usually, housing, and then food, which is restaurant, grocery, and then usually it's in your car. But you can see here with transportation, my expenses are very low, and that's because my car is paid off. I drive a 2013 Honda Civic SI, and that's been paid off for many years. In the car right now, I only have 55,000 miles in the car, so it's really barely broken in. So I don't see any car payments from my transportation costs going up in the near future. But in December, though, that's when I pay my my insurance is paid twice a year. I pay it in June. In December, we'll see right here, yeah, Progressive. So that's paying for my car as well as my son's car. So that's that. I get hit with that twice. So my transportation costs will go up. You can see here, yeah, insurance. I probably should put that into transportation because that's just auto insurance. So we'll see if I change that. So let's go scroll down here and close out the video. We're going to go over my net worth. And at the beginning of August, my net worth was dropping because the stock market was dropping at the beginning of August, but it rebounded. So I'll show you what my net worth consists of. Over at Vanguard, I have an IRA as well as a taxable stock brokerage account. There's the total, and I round it to the nearest $100. At M1, I have an IRA as well. And then T Rowe, this is my 401k, and that's from my last approximately 4 years of employment. And at Synchrony, I have approximately a 1 year emergency fund over there, Capital One. This is about a 2-month emergency fund. And then here's my M1 taxable stock brokerage account that I do my dividend portfolio videos on, and that was the closing balance at the end of August, rounded to the nearest $100. And then M1, I've been moving some money over there to the savings account because they're paying 5%. For savings, which is better than Synchrony, which is paying right now a 4.65%, which isn't too bad. but M1 is beating it. And here's my home equity. And then the total, I broke beyond the $1.7 million mark. And then tracking that from a 1 month standpoint, from July to August, my net worth went up $35,900. And that was not because of a windfall or anything like that. It was because of the stock market just going up. And then here is to change the 1 year change from August 2023 to August 2024. My net worth went up $293,000. And then we can see the change, the 2 year change at $597,100. And again, that was not because of a windfall, me hitting the lottery or anything like that. It was just these holdings and really the stock market just going up. That is what the result was. And of course, having a gap in most months and then reinvesting that money and having more cash, as well as contributing to my 401k, things like that. And that's what's boosted that in the last 2 years, which has completely blown away what I've earned as far as my salary. You can see I'm not a super high earner, and you can go back here and see what my earnings are. And this is after tax and also 401k as well. Here's what I'm earning per month, W2 here. So it's driven by just prior investments in Vanguard, and what I'm mostly invested in is in boring ETFs like Vanguard's total stock market index and Vanguard's S&P 500 index, as well as over at T. Rowe with my 401k. It's a Fidelity S&P 500 index. Of course, what I'm investing in is not investment advice, but it seems to have worked for me over decades of investing into boring ETFs like those. And it wasn't a single stock that I picked that just went to the moon, or Bitcoin, nothing like that. It's very replicable. It takes time. So that's all I had to show you for this video was, how I did for the month of August, for my spending, income. And it's so important to have a gap. I know sometimes we have vacations or a very large expense that hits, and I know you're not going to have a gap every single month, but try to do your best and invest that gap and grow your wealth. So everyone, I hope you got some value from this video. Please click the like button if you got any value from the video, and subscribe so you do not miss future videos. The next video is going to be my stock picks from M1 on Monday. Actually, it's going to be based upon my allocation. So M1, we'll be doing the stock picks, and we'll see what that is, and we'll see how my dividend income is growing as a result. Thanks again, everyone. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Everyone, take care.